Hey, everybody, welcome back to your nurse's favorite podcast. It is your girl, Amanda Lee, your favorite nurse's nurse. So I tell everybody, I have a beautiful nurse with me. What's your name?
Bryanna Gená.
Okay, Bryanna Gená. Bryanna does babies.
For the lack of, yes, neonatal ICU.
See, I don't do the
So
kids
like
and I
my
don't do
little
the
sick
parents.
babies, little preemies.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been doing that for, what year is this? 13, 14 years?
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Always in the
Always,
NICU?
yeah. Ironically, I was supposed to start into like trauma. And then at Grady, of course. And I guess I was a little impatient. And so I got a job offer for NICU first. And I was like, okay, so do I take the NICU position that's guaranteed or do I wait to see if I get the ED? Because I was stalking everybody in ED. Like they knew who I was.
I love that.
So I end up getting the nursing job for NICU. And I saw the director at the time for the trauma. She was like, why is your name on the residency for da-da-da-da-da? She's like, I had a position for you because they have to have like a big intake.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't confident to say like, oh, I actually got it. So I got into NICU and I just ended up staying. Because then I wanted to travel nurse and I was like, I don't want to start over. And I actually like my babies. So.
Really? Well, they say if you don't, you got to jump on things fast because you never know. They weren't ready, so you did whatever you had to do. Okay.
It was good.
So what got you into nursing overall? What was like, okay, I'm going to go to nursing school?
Funny enough, like when I went to college, I was pre-med. So
Really?
I wanted to go to med school, yeah. I wanted to be an OBGYN. I admit I probably didn't do the best with my grades. I did decent, but I didn't do my best. Like I didn't really do my best. And so then I took my MCATs. I didn't do my best. And so that kind of killed my whole confidence. I was like, damn, like I really, like it wasn't horrific, but it just could have been better.
Yeah.
I still end up getting an interview. I interviewed with a school, I think it was Ross University. Well, it was Ross University. And I got accepted to like their pre-medical program. So like you start there and then you switch over to the medical side as long as you're good. And I was just like, is this something I really want to do? Like, so I was having this like, life moment of, well, what do I want to be when I grow up if I don't want to be an OBGYN? Because my whole entire life, I said I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom was like, and of course moms know everything. She was like, well, have you thought about doing a nursing? I was like, absolutely not. I would never be a nurse. Like that's, because you have this elitist thought, like I'm supposed to be a doctor and it's going to be a nurse. So, she was right. She was right. And so I switched gears, my naive self started applying for nursing school, didn't get in. They was like, you don't have all the requirements. I said, how can I get in med school and not nursing school? The nerve. So I had to go back and take classes for nursing school. And so I took classes for I think it was 2 years because you had to pay out of pocket. And then I ended up getting to my program, accelerated program, finished, and here I am.
I love that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a midwife so bad.
Really?
I knew what school I was going to.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be a midwife. When I started nursing school, I got the worst grade. I was like, I don't want to do that. Like it's
yeah.
And I still, because I think about it, like I love hospice too. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm an extremist. Maybe I like death and birth.
Yes.
But I was like, no, this midwife. I still love that I use midwives with my kids. I love to death, but I completely switched tracks. And I ended up loving med surge.
Yeah.
I never liked ICU.
You're the first person I heard that say that.
Med surge?
I love med surge.
I think it's more so the people that I meet. Like me and my patients just have so much fun.
Yeah.
Not all of them. I get cussed out from time to time, but we all do. But med surge was fun to me. I never wanted to be ER nurse. I did ER for a little while.
Yeah.
I floated to the ICU, but I wasn't never an ICU nurse. Like I didn't want to learn that much.
Yeah.
And the ER was too fast paced.
They floated you from the ER to the ICU?
During COVID as a helper, as like a.
I'm about to say I had to be that time because that's crazy.
Oh yeah, they were doing all. When I was during the COVID contract, when I was in Texas, they had nurses that were nursing home nurses, and I have been a nursing home nurse. I'm not knocking nursing home nurses, but nursing home nursing and hospital nursing are completely different things.
Absolutely.
Even when I went from the hospital home health, I didn't know it was very, very different. But they had nursing home nurses in the ICU, and so many people were not making it because it's just not the same.
This is a fictitious story. This did not happen. Disclaimer, we're just talking. No, but I get what you're saying. No, yeah, COVID was a time.
Man.
COVID was a time. I worked all through COVID. Same. I don't know what I was thinking. The first, I think for New York, they were like, yeah, they're shipping nurses to New York. I didn't even blink. I said, how much?
Right.
My stupid self, I was like, how much?
I thought it was a scam.
And I did too.
I thought we were coming out there and they were going to
I literally thought it was a scam.
Because I'm like, that's not real.
Someone sent this to me. I don't remember. And I wish I remember who it was. I was like, I ain't paying that type of money. I was
Right.
like, let me just call. Called, bling, first ring, answered. Oh yeah, we're gonna have you on a flight. I said, they lying. Saw the flight email. I said, wait, okay. I'm like, let me just go because they still lying. I get there, first paycheck. I said, oh, y'all not lying.
Man,
Y'all not lying.
when I went there the first 3 months, I didn't even work. They had me on standby.
I know that's right.
Every Friday for 3 months, $10K every Friday. I didn't have to work. It was crazy. I sat in my hotel. You weren't, well, I was actually following the rules at the time. I know better now. But anyway, like you couldn't have anybody. There was no kids. There was no man. It was just me, this hotel. I was in, all my contracts were in Texas though. I didn't get, I don't know why I didn't end up in New York, but I'm glad because I like Texas a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Did you go to Austin?
I went to Austin, San
in
Antonio,
Austin
El Paso, Tyler. Anytime they deployed, and we were getting in on fast at first, but then it got harder and harder to get in. So I remember my call log, I called 120 times.
Girl, when people start catching on, because I told you the first time I called, it rung once and I was good.
Because nobody believed
trying
it.
to get back on, I was like stalking them for weeks. Like, hey, y'all remember me? I put in my time, but no.
They weren't even verifying nursing home. They weren't even verifying nursing though. No.
They just needed bodies who just keep people alive. Please.
Yeah, but it was sad though. I watched a lot of people die. Like genuinely. Yeah. It kind of sucked. And then I learned a lot about anxiety because you would have these people and they couldn't breathe and it would throw them into panic attacks.
Yep.
And the panic attack is what was sending them to the ICU. And if you had a mean nurse, like that was not a time for, don't get me wrong, like 10K was the incentive. We had to work 6 12-hour shifts
nobody's going to sign up to, like, come on, the money is a factor.
Yeah, but some of those nurses were just not nice. Oh, yeah, I would get a patient nice and calm so their breathing was right and I would come back the next day. It was a night shift nurse. They just would scare them or be condescending. So now they're freaking out. Now she can't breathe. Now she's in the ICU and trached. And it was sad. Like I saw a lot of people die.
And it pisses me off now that people are acting like COVID never happened.
Which
like, it wasn't real. Y'all weren't there. We were there. Man. We were in the thick of it. So don't tell us it wasn't real.
I had one patient.
You lost coworkers.
Man, listen. Yeah. I had one when I was in Texas, and I will never forget this patient. He was 30 years old. He was a Hispanic guy. He did roofing. And they weren't allowed to have visitors. And he did everything right. Everything I told him to do, he did. He proned. He sat up in the chair. He did all the things. He couldn't have visitors. He kept getting sicker and sicker, and I begged administration. I'm like, he is so anxious. Just let his wife come. So his wife came up to me, and she was like, "Oh, Miss Amanda, I'm pregnant." No, she went to the room with him, and I finally got her to be able to come in. And he was like, "Oh, Miss Amanda, she's pregnant." And he laid his head on her stomach. He's getting sicker and sicker. And then, so she's just rubbing his head or whatever. She comes out of the room and she was like, "I had a miscarriage, but he doesn't know." And she didn't want to tell him because he was so sick.
That was good.
Nonetheless, he ended up dying. And they coded him 3 times. And I was like, this sucks. He did everything right. And he was 30 years old. Yeah. And it just, I will never forget. I think that's the first, I've cried. Like eventually you kind of get used to death. I don't know about the baby part. You'll have to tell me about that.
No, I'm immune.
But you got to bag a body and then keep on moving and go eat lunch.
Yeah, you don't have time to be emotional.
But him,
COVID? No.
I went outside and sat down and just, because he did everything right. Yeah. And his wife was trying to stay strong for him. I had to beg. I was sneaking in people's dogs. Like it was, because people were dying alone.
And then, research shows that helps. Yeah. Like pets and family and having good spirits, it helps you to fight off things better, in my opinion. Well, not really opinion.
I understand they thought the whole spreading thing, but I'm like, administration. I guarantee you, if somebody administration was in the hospital, they would find a way to have their family there.
Absolutely, they sneak them through the back door.
Yeah, I had one of my exes at the time. He got COVID. He was really sick. He had bad anxiety, anyways. I was already a nurse. It wasn't a big deal, but he was at a hospital that wasn't my hospital. Yeah. So I put my scrubs on like I was coming to work. It was the same company, different location. So I was like, oh, I got to get into the ICU, and then security just let me in, and then I went. And they were like, wait, you're not working? You can't be here. I'm like, y'all got to get the hell out of my face.
Lord, that's the beauty. I be putting my scrubs on it. Like, I mean, you could technically, because
right. I'm like, I am a nurse.
Technically, yeah.
But tell me, what is like the craziest like experience you had as a nurse? Because you've been doing it for a minute, so I'm sure you had plenty.
I mean, I haven't had too many, ironically, because I've done done nursing for 2 years, and then I started travel nursing. So I was out there, like just gone. So I never stay put, but I would say one of the most high stress times, I was working in Alaska during COVID, and they floated me to the peds unit. And so I'm in there, and they were like, we need you to get IV. And I think the baby was like maybe 18 months.
That's crazy.
Bigger than my NICU babies.
Yeah.
And I think they were there because the baby ingested some type of drugs the parents were taking. And so they needed IV access. And so I'm in there, and one of my coworkers came in there with me, and the dad is hysterical. Now, mind you, it's not matching on what's going on. So obviously he took something.
Oh, okay.
He's just, and I'm like, you're making it worse. Because if you're crying, your kid's going to cry.
Yeah.
And so I get the IV, and you know how like you're waiting to secure it. Mm-hmm. He's in my face, hurry the fuck, like he's about to hit me. And I'm like,
while you're trying to put an IV in his baby.
Child, it was the most high stress. I'm like, if this man hit me, I'm letting this go, and we fighting.
Right.
And I'm looking at my coworker trying to get her to look to go get somebody because he is elevating and elevating and elevating, and he's like coming into my face. I was like, please let me just secure this IV, then we can fight.
Right.
But I got the IV. You're making it worse. You're screaming. He's gonna scream. This doesn't even hurt him. He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you were having a moment. And so I ended up getting the IV, and then all is well. But of course, they were like high alert. Security was there because he was like threatening. It was scary. Because I mean, people who are on drugs are unpredictable too.
Oh, for sure.
So it's not like they have any, rationale going on. It's like emotional drive. So yeah, I think that was probably the highest one, or the highest stress one. But it was a time in Alaska. I was there for like 6 months.
That's crazy.
They had to listen. Y'all need me to be here for 2 years. Y'all gotta kick me out. I'm not going nowhere until this is over. Like
really?
I was like, how long y'all need me to be here? 6 months in Alaska, 11.5 a week.
Oh wow, dang.
11.5.
How many places have you been? Like, if you travel nurse, like what are all the places that you've been?
I started in Houston, which oh my God, it was a time.
I love Texas. I love Texas.
2015 to 2017, I was in Houston. I had the time of my life. Mm-hmm. Then I went to like Maryland, DC area. Then I started working in California. Then I think I started doing strike nurses and all that stuff, or strike nursing and all that. Then I went to Alaska, New York, Michigan, Minnesota. I've been everywhere.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, now that you say that, because I was podcasting with some guys the other day, and they also, and we talk about this too, the stereotype on nursing, and especially travel nurses. Like, they're like, oh, nurses are, we're
the worst.
We're the hoes. I'm like, what?
I was like, where did that come from?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It was somebody behind that, a man behind that got hurt.
But it's still a thing. Like, I was watching a lawyer who I love to watch, and he was like, oh yeah, nurses are the highest divorced. I'm like, well, we're 90% female dominated workforce. So yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I'm just trying to figure out where the whole thing came from. But I'm listening. I'm like, oh, it's like your traveling experience. I'm like, oh, my girl's been all over. So if you're assuming because I'm traveling that I'm just deciding to just sleep with people in all these different states, like, is that where that comes from?
I don't know, but it's just it's no proof. That's all I'm gonna say. It's no proof. Now, granted, you see the stories online. You see like shows that has plots where the doctors are sleeping with the nurses sleeping with everybody. And so, I mean, it's
in real life, I really haven't seen it that much.
I've never, not once, seen it.
I've heard some stories. Like, I know some nurses that like, oh yeah, I've slept with him. And I know some doctors that are very flirtatious, but I feel like they're nurses too. But I feel like, I mean, that's everybody in general.
Yeah.
But
you have to remember, I work in NICU, so we're predominantly women. Yeah. So I don't see any of that foolishness. I don't. Everybody's women. Everybody's married. Everybody's pregnant.
The way they put it out, it doesn't make sense to me. But with the guys that I was talking to on the last couple episodes I was doing, he was like, every experience I had with a nurse was just bad, and she was just this and she was that. I'm like, I don't think that has to do with her profession, but okay.
Now, I will say, like, I've noticed the past couple years with the newer nurses, how they call it, the aesthetic nurses or whatever. Yeah. And not aesthetic as in the ones who are doing cosmetics. I'm talking about aesthetic looking with those are the ones that are getting the bad reps too, because it's like, y'all not really doing this for your love of nursing. You're doing it just for the money and to buy Stanley cups and Crocs and all that stuff. So I think it's just an overall stereotype. Like,
I think it goes right along with the stereotype that we make a lot of money. But don't get me wrong. Like, there was a time where we could be in our bag. And if you work really, really hard and you work all the time, yeah, you still can be. But I don't feel like the money is that good.
The money is bad now.
Like, I won't even, I dare not take a travel contract.
Absolutely not. It's not worth it anymore.
No, because you got to pay for your board, your room and board.
Yep.
And after that, your check's almost less than you would make if you just went to the hospital up the street.
Exactly.
So I'm like, oh, we got money and we're hoeing because we be on flights and I don't know.
But the thing is, like, with these companies also, they realize, like, since COVID, they're not going to pay us that, but they're going to pay us a teaspoon of what looks like more than we will make at home just to get us to come. But it's still not worth it because you have 2 households to pay for it.
Right. And that's the thing. When you do the math on taking out what you have to pay to stay wherever you're staying, if it's not local, then you're really not. You're making the same, if not, probably sometimes less.
Yeah.
Like, if I could take a local Atlanta contract, cool, but it's not.
Yeah.
Usually they won't take you as a traveler unless you're 50 miles or something away from wherever the hospital is.
But they have a lot of internal agencies now because they're trying to, at that point, they were trying to transition everyone from travel nursing to go back hospital. So the intermediate part is doing the internal agency. So it's like, it's more than staff and you get to be home. But then, of course, they're going to be like, oh, we're going to lower the rates and lower the rates.
Every single time.
And now you're going to be staff. So... But the hospital I work at, which I won't say on here, but the hospital I work at has been consistent. So I'm like, okay, I like it.
Yeah.
And I get to go home and sleep in my bed, which is one thing I hated with traveling. I'm like, you sleep everywhere, hotels, Airbnbs. So it's like, it's nice to be home and still get paid well. So
yeah. The hospital I just left, they got rid of the PRN nurse, not the PRN, the float pool. What? Which is crazy. So I'm like, you're going to make everybody staff. They weren't paying us. They had dropped how much they were paying float pool anyways.
Exactly.
But I'm like, y'all, the money's just not what it used to be. And it's not even just the money. It's the stress of it because administration is, the patient ratios aren't safe. I don't know. It's just not the same.
They don't really care about nurses, honestly.
No.
We're so disposable. We're the first ones to get thrown under the bus. We're the first ones at everything.
And even when they had the first responders list, nurses were not on the list. It was firefighters, police officers. I remember going somewhere, I don't know if it was coffee or what. Most of the coffee places are good with nurses, but they was like, oh, nurses is not on the first responders thing. I'm like, we
came to get coffee?
It was crazy. When I went there, I'm like, nah, you're not telling, like, come on now.
I don't get how they hate us so much, but then they love us so much.
And I was telling other girls, I'm like, I'm really trying to save your family's life. Like, I was with a guy who did social media, and he made 10 times more money than me. And I'm like, I'm literally cracking a chest.
Okay. Yeah.
And all you're doing is fake pranking your grandmammy.
And then getting paid crazy.
This is crazy. And then you have to let administration talk to you, tell you can't work these days. And that's what I think about the beauty of entrepreneurship. And which I didn't learn about necessarily until I moved to Atlanta. I was telling one of the other girls, I thought that people who were in the entrepreneurial space were just lucky or they had it like that or they just made it. So,
but being in Atlanta, you're closer proximity to seeing other people doing it. So it's like, oh wow, this is achievable.
Yeah. And especially our people. Like it's different.
For sure.
All right, everybody. Now we're back to part 2 of this wonderful podcast. Now tell me what you do with your entrepreneurial journey. I want to know all the things. Don't hold back.
Baby, I mean, it's a little different, but I am a certified sex and relationship coach.
How did you get into that?
Girl, I'm still trying to figure it out. But no, I was just drawn to it. I think initially, with nursing, I always kind of make little, and I admit it was jokes of like, people out here having sex and don't know X, Y, Z about sexual health, So it used to be like a joking poke at we need more sex ed. Then a couple years later, I had an interesting sexual experience with the man I was dating. And I was like, is this how it's supposed to be? Have I been missing out?
Oh, it was good.
It was to the point where it had me researching for weeks to see what the heck was that. Like I could not understand. Then, so when I was researching, I came across my program that I enrolled. I was like, wait, there's a program? Like, I can actually do this seriously. And I was thinking, I would love to do this because now I want to tell everybody else.
Was it a sex ed program or what kind of program was it?
It was a sex and relationship coach program. So they have different types. They have a sex educator program, sex counseling, sex and relationship therapy coach. So they have different types of programs you can do. So I initially enrolled in sex educator because that was what I wanted to do. But then I was like, no, I want to expand to talk about relationships too, because I love talking about relationships. So in the middle of the program, I switched over, which of course it just means more money. And then of course you get the more of the content about relationship dynamics and stuff too, which was a phenomenal choice. And so then it took me just under 2 years to finish. And now I'm over here just trying to spread the word about everything I've learned. Because I feel like there's we just need more education on all things sexuality, not just sex, not just the physical act of sex, but all encompassing of the thought of sexuality, especially in the Black community. And I feel like we settle on just the physical act. Oh, technique is great. That's all we need.
Yeah.
No, it's so many layers that we can achieve when it comes to connecting with someone sexually that we don't know.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's a lot of women who don't enjoy sex. Like the penetration aspect, I can't even talk, child. The penetration aspect of sex is not the most favorable amongst women, right? Because a lot of women do not climax from that. It's just science says it. 82% of women do not climax from penetration alone.
18%?
82%.
82% do not
climax from penetration alone.
Wow.
And it's various factors.
Right.
Of course, I think it has to do a lot with not knowing our anatomy and physiology, what's really going on, as a way to build foundationally on how to capitalize off of our sexual experiences. So I kind of want to just tell everybody everything. That's that's something I'm actually working on, a course to help women better enjoy their sex lives with their partner in heteronormative dynamics. So male, female.
Right.
Because I mean, of course, two women, they know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to leave with something every time.
Right. Well, I'm not leaving here with nothing.
I ain't going to leave here with nothing. But when it comes to male and female, we have prioritized a lot of male-centered sex, and I'm not saying that to do the bashing thing, but it just is what it is.
Right.
From history, we've centered male-centered sex, and so a lot of times women have been conditioned to believe that their pleasure is secondary,
Right.
if it happens at all, or it's supposed to happen prior to sex, what we call foreplay. So it's a lot to talk about.
Dang, I love that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save one clitoris at a time.
Facts. I love that.
Trying to save one clitoris at a time. Focus on the clitoris.
Oh my God. Oh,
This is the clitoris ring.
we love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so, I want to get into your book too in a minute. Okay,
Yeah.
so as far as what do people need to do if they're like, okay, I'm interested in, what you have to teach me. Like, how do they do that? Like, how do you teach it?
So this particular course, I'm kind of teetering between doing a live workshop monthly or doing a course that's self-paced. Depends on their comfort level. Some people just want to be at home and just kind of press play and be on their own. Some people want that interaction, that camaraderie, that you're not alone. We're all in this together trying to figure it out. So I kind of like that aspect of doing a live online workshop. Eventually, if it does well, I want to do
When it does well.
When it does well, I want to do in-person events. Just
That's
like this,
exactly what I thought. When you said that, I'm like, I could imagine.
just a super empowerment, girls together. We about to talk about sex, love, and womanhood, and empowerment, and advocacy, and how you gonna get your pleasure. I would love to do that, and like if when that grows, travel around and just do it. I would love to do.
Oh,
that.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see it. And if I have to think about my sexual history, I think there was only one man who actually cared that I felt good. And then when you had that, it was like, oh my gosh.
the care.
But then, when I think about what comes with that though, is having that, like being with that man. Then you don't want to let him go because you think nobody else is going to care.
Going?
So then you hold on to it because I'm like, because I done been with him.
We go together real bad all day.
All day. I'm like, this might get kind of toxic because you're not just going to do this.
That's
and
how
put me back
toxic-
out there with the streets.
That's how toxic blooms.
Yes.
Because it's like, I don't want to let this go.
So I guess so we need to learn our bodies more, and then of course men. Maybe I'm not speaking for. I don't have a penis. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think that would be good for them too, because it would build such a stronger level of connection. Like I said, not just the physical aspect of it. Because I think in general, because I love relationships too, we just don't know each other enough. And people don't want to have uncomfortable conversations. Anybody who knows me in real life, ask Amani, I'm saying whatever. We're going to talk about
Right.
what I think I was giving somebody my ID and she was checking my age. I said, baby, I got great coochie hair.
Like, I know that's right.
It's nothing is uncomfortable to me.
Okay.
But I do agree we should be more open. I love that though.
The funny thing about it is I actually have a man's version of the course.
Really?
And I was going to start with the men first.
Uh-huh.
But I was just like, let me start with the women, just because I think the men need to warm up a lot more. Now, granted, I had a sign up sheet for the beta testers for men, and a whole bunch of men signed up. So I'm okay, so there's a lot of curious men. They're open to learning. We love that. We love that you're curious about us women to learn our bodies. So I'm gonna start with the women, and then I'll do the men. But I think
you mess around and teach some of these men who I'm not saying don't know, because I got y'all know how to put it down, because these men just know they be putting it down. But if you mess around and then you take these men that can be comfortable and really learn how to pleasure a woman, and not just a woman, both sides, because everybody wants to feel good, but it's gonna be a problem.
Here's the juicy part about it. It's not even about just technique, because anyone can go on YouTube and learn a technique.
Right.
I need you to capture her here first. I need you to get her body relaxed. I need you to take her out of that stress zone so that she can enjoy sex. So sex can actually be felt and enjoyed, because if your sympathetic nervous system is activated, she can't get aroused. So I'm trying to get him to get her psychologically first.
Yeah.
So then anything you can blow on her lightly and she gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Or enjoy herself. So I'm trying to give a deeper understanding of intimacy, not just technique.
Yeah.
Because they know how to do this.
Right.
They know how to do all that.
Yeah, and like I said, you can teach that.
But if you can't even get in the door to do that, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, and I could think about a sexual experience I had, and we gonna have a ball. But like, to think about it, when you're not relaxed or uncomfortable, like you can't even focus, and then it's not enjoyable. Then you don't even want to
you're
connect at all. Right?
You're bracing. And even on a physiological level, I'll just give one example. If you're not fully aroused, even your cervix doesn't move up and out the way. So meaning, all that you could take before, because you had room to have all that long, now your cervix is sitting too low.
Is that why?
So that's why sometimes it hurts and
that's
sometimes
great.
it doesn't.
I never knew that. I would have the same size.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I sound like you're hitting my cervix.
Yep.
Some people think that's a good thing.
Absolutely not.
I did not know that.
Absolutely not. Don't do that to me.
Because I'm like, that's not comfortable. Like, it hurts, but I'm trying to enjoy this, but that doesn't feel good. But so then in the man's head, he's like, oh, I'm
hitting that.
Like,
I'm ready to. Okay. But imagine how many women think that's how it's supposed to be, because that's what we've been conditioned to learn. You're supposed to hit my cervix. No, I'm supposed to be aroused enough to where my cervix is up and out the way and you can go to town. Not sitting here talking about some bracing every time. No,
that's crazy.
This is why it's going to be good.
Oh, I'm excited.
This is why it's gonna be good. And people, and that's the thing. That's the things that I want to teach men to pay attention to. Like, do you feel her cervix right now? She might need a little more time to get her body into it. So halt and let's do a little more activation of arousal. That's what critically thinking while you're in there.
I never knew that. I thought maybe he was like harder that day or something. I don't know. That's crazy. I love that.
Isn't that fun?
That is. Oh yeah. There's so much you can learn.
It's a lot. It's a lot that we don't know, but we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
It was so funny that even after my program, I went to my old nursing books to look up, is this not in here? Like the clitoris size is not in here? It wasn't in there. Wow. They have suppressed women's anatomy for so long in medical text. And this goes back since like the 1800s, I believe. They have suppressed the full anatomy of a woman's clitoris historically. And it just became, I think, 1998. It was a woman, of course,
right,
who said, nope, this is what it is. This is what it looks like. And I have documentation and proof of it. So it's like we've come so far of being able to have a clear understanding of our bodies, which is why for me it's so important to empower women to advocate for their pleasure. We've been suppressed for so long, girl. It's time to get what you need.
Because they used to circumcise women back in the day, right? To take that pleasure away.
Other countries, yeah.
Okay.
It's very, they still do it. It's very prominent in parts of Africa. I don't know if it's Middle East too, but definitely parts of Africa. it's cultural.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it's sad. It's very sad. We studied that in my program too. And I was just like, it touched me so much. And I was like, how do I get involved? I need to go save the girls. And it was a president of one of them countries. And I think he had 15 daughters. He said every single one of them is circumcised.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, man, bro, that's tough.
Yeah.
So because of course they're not doing it sterile. They're not doing it with pain meds. It's literally, come on out here with this rusty,
Yeah. And you just gonna have babies
barbaric.
and that's it. That's all you want to do.
It's barbaric.
Huh. I think that would probably be good because I do hear a lot of women too that just they don't orgasm. And then, oh, my wife don't want to give me none. And, now you over here hitting a side girl who probably ain't having fun either. But either way, that's a whole nother topic of discussion. But
the funny thing about it is that we don't orgasm a lot because we don't God, I can't talk today. We don't prioritize the part of our bodies that is meant for our climax. Yeah. We ignore our clitoris, and our clitoris is just looking while we have sex like, all right, when you gonna tag me in?
Over here. Yeah.
Hello, I'm here. And so we are just focused on penis and vagina style of sex, and our clitoris is just like, girl, you got me chilling over here, and I could really be.
Yeah, that's called all the nerve endings, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, so we have I think at this point they discovered 10,000 nerve endings in the clitoris.
Wow.
And it's just a different style or different type of nerve endings there versus the nerves that you find in your vagina. It's just different. They activate differently. So why are we ignoring her?
Right.
She's here for us.
Yeah.
Stop ignoring her.
That's funny. I love that.
Yeah. But it's funny also because a lot of people, men, seem to not like toys. I never knew it was a man versus toy battle situation.
Really?
Oh my God.
But you know what I would say the guy that I'm married to, that was the first one that actually took his time with me. He's probably gonna kill me about this part. Right?
Don't get in trouble.
He does not like our personal stuff on the internet, but he's not against toys.
We love that. It makes it fun. Exploration and trying new stuff. I think it's boring if you meet someone and you're like, oh no, it's just penis and vagina.
Yeah.
I'm kinky at this point. I can't even be involved with someone who's narrow-minded with sex.
Straight bed.
One couple positions.
Yeah.
That's fun. No, we role playing.
Right.
What outfit you gonna wear next month? Okay, here's your script. Here's some new toys. Here's some new furniture. I want all the things.
I swear I want to go to a bar and act like we don't know each other and go to a room and just be like,
I think that's fun.
Take advantage of me.
That's fun. People try to figure out how do I revitalize my sex life. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Get into your fantasy. Get into your imagination. A lot of sex is missing the erotic side of it.
I agree.
It's so predictable. It's 9:00. All right, well, dishes is done. Let's have sex.
Yeah.
Make that shit fun. Can I curse? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Make it fun. What do I have to look forward to if it's going to be the same way for 20 years?
Yeah.
Versus you say, all right, tomorrow we're going to try this new toy we ordered and I need you to do da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, ooh, now I got something to look forward to. I wonder how this is about to be. This is going to be fun. So how you want me to lay again? What you want me to wear? It just gets your creative juices flowing. And
I think that would probably help relationships so much because, most men, I won't say most men, a lot of the men that I've talked to, they say, oh, a vagina is a vagina. It all feels the same. They say what's different is the experience with a new woman, the way she sounds or moans. And I'm like, but now to your point, it's probably because you've been having sex with your wife the same way in the bed, and then they say, well, she's boring. But so this seems like it'll help total picture, full circle.
I'm a believer that getting a little kinky can save your relationships. Yeah. I'm actually in the process of getting my kink certification. And when I tell you it was a moment and I was just like, this is what's missing.
They have some, oh my God, I don't know how it came across my Instagram. But they have those Airbnbs that have the rooms and stuff like that from 50 Shades of Grey and
That's
stuff.
actually what I want to do.
Shut up! Yes. I love that.
I didn't know they actually have that out. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be dope. You're gonna have one?
I'm working on trying to have one.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
start
girl.
a whole, just so people can sneak away from home and have some fun overnight,
I think that, I talk to my husband about this all the time. People aren't honest about the things they want for the fear of being judged.
Absolutely. 1,000%. And I think that's unfortunate, especially for a lot of men. I think a lot of men have things that they want to do, but God forbid they say something. And now you're either gay or you're soft or you're weak or it's weaponized against them. So it's like I was vulnerable with you and sharing what I want and would like to try. And you, the first chance, you threw it in my face.
Right.
Yeah. So I hate that for men and women. Stop doing that. Let your man be free sexually with you.
Yeah.
Because that's
but like you said, as
bubble.
soon as he don't take out the trash or something, you're like, well, that's why you want my finger in your ass.
Exactly. And now he gonna be all like a little clam, like, nah, you ain't touching my ass no more. Right. So we have to be delicate with information that we receive from our partners because it is a vulnerable time. But the beauty of it is that when we can be open and transparent and vulnerable with each other and create that safety where it can happen, we can, oh my God, our sex lives can be pure up here. You know,
you can't
but we
wait
don't
till your
have
partner
that
get
trust.
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. We got some work to do.
This
is exciting. Like, I love relationships too, but now I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. Where you want to go
to come to one of my little,
baby, I'm coming.
You're going to be there front row.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you get that Airbnb booked.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my, that's exciting.
So I'm just trying, my mission is to hopefully save a few marriages.
Oh, you're going to save some marriages.
Enhance some relationships, keep people together, spice up some lives. Like, and I think, sadly, a lot of people think, oh, to spice up our lives, let's have a threesome. Absolutely
I was just going to ask you about how you felt about that.
No. If you are married, right, and you want to stay with your partner, I do not jump to just like a threesome to save your marriage. That is the worst decision you can make because not everybody can handle a threesome, right? You're going from being monogamous to inserting a third party. Most of the time it's women because let's be honest, men are not letting another man come.
Right.
And not a lot of men are cuckolds either, so that doesn't work out. So you got a woman coming in thinking that that's going to save your marriage. You have like 50,000 other options you can try first. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe people don't think about it. Okay, yeah, tell me.
They don't know. That's the thing. And I think people, if they would know, they'll know where to start. Like you can get into, like I said, different types of kinks. BDSM, that's a whole vibe. I didn't even know. I think the perception of what people assume BDSM is, it's not that. Yeah. It's so much more interesting because I was the same way before I even, because I always kind of been interested, but I was like, I'm a good girl, I'm not supposed to do that. But girl, once I started looking, I was like, oh, y'all get it popping over here. And the way that they communicate, overly communicate in BDSM culture is what's missing from the vanilla world, which is typically our culture. We don't communicate about sex enough prior to the sex happening. I
think that's a big thing. I think so. When I talk about relationships, I'm like, okay, why is the aggressiveness and the infidelity and the conflict and the headbutting so much in our community and other cultures that are a little bit more light skinned than us? They're just more free with each other. I don't know. I would have to talk to some of those people, but it seems like they're more open, like with sexuality. Like they're more willing to try other things. Listen, and
white folks be.
When I go to Florida, I think like I go to Florida every 3 months. I'm telling you what, I think everybody I meet, especially, are either swinging or telling you something about some crazy stuff, and it's just fun. Like it's not a I'm hurting you. It's not a you're not good enough. It's I want to experience this.
Yes. That's the thing. I think, and that's, I'll be going over the white side, learn some stuff, and I come to the black side. Hey, y'all, they doing this over here. We should try that.
Right. Because they sure going to come get our stuff.
Yes. And I want that for us. I want us to be more sexually free and experimenting and trying new stuff. But like I said, we don't communicate well.
And it's such a, no, that's not okay. Or, you know. Yeah, there's a big block there somewhere.
But just think about like the times that you do engage in sex, right? With someone new. Let's just say that. You don't talk about it. It's just like all this pressure on you got to come in the gate knowing what you should know to please me. We ain't never talked about nothing. You don't know that I don't like it rough. You don't know that my body needs X number of minutes to actually prepare. Like this is the conversations that we need to talk about. It's so much pressure to say, I don't know you like that. You don't know me like that, but you need to walk in and do everything you did with all those other people.
Right.
And it's going to apply to me and I'm going to love it. No.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're going to curate our own sexual script. Every person you meet needs to start from scratch. And we don't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I can see that too. And you know, a conversation I had with men too, and I would love men to educate me on this concept. I just talked to several men about this. They were like, okay, when they are when they like they'll have this wild fun sex with you when you guys are just kicking it, but then when you become girlfriend or wife, they don't want to do any of the crazy stuff no more. There's like, oh, well, I don't look at her like that. But then you want to go freak out your side girl, but your main woman wants the kink. She wants your foot on her neck.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do that when we get into serious relationships, and I don't understand that concept. Like,
I think it's like the Madonna whore complex. And it's like this polarity of marrying someone and pedestalizing them. It's like, that's my angel. I can't do that type of stuff.
But you just was doing this 6 months ago.
Right, but now that she's in a mother role, now you've elevated her status to wife. You can't do that smutty stuff. But she wants to be smutted out.
Yeah.
A lot of women are secretly, dying inside because they want to have that nasty shit happening.
Yeah.
But it's like, he doesn't look at you like that. It's okay to be, I want to say, sexually objectified by your husband as long as it's with love.
Right.
If it's not just I'm using you for sex and you're an object of my, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay to be an object of someone's sexual desire.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine. That's what we sign up for.
Mm-hmm. And this is the safest relationship to do it in.
Right. And so as long as, like you said, the context is there, but it's like, I don't know, something happens with some men. It's just like, I can't do that with you anymore. You're my wife now.
Now I got to freaking crush up a gas station pill and put it in your mashed potatoes.
Listen. Don't do that, y'all.
Yeah, I think that's wait. Yeah, now
okay.
We're
not getting recommendations from nurses to do that. I'm just saying.
Right. They were like, well, now if a man did that, then you guys would not be happy.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, don't know. All right, y'all do what y'all want. This is not a profession on my end. This is not professional.
We're not saying this as nurses at all. Okay?
No, because that's I told you they were nasty.
Yeah, but but to take it back there that's why communication is important.
Yeah,
she can be what if he was thinking, I wish I can do this with my wife, and she's thinking, I wish I could do this with my husband, but neither one is communicating.
Right.
Y'all want the same nasty
so you're
shit.
both just suffering inside.
Y'all
trying
both
to have
suffering, thinking the other person's gonna judge you because you don't want to share. When you can just share, now y'all can get it popping.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think people need to have regular check-ins when it comes to like let's just call it a sexual audit.
Right.
Babe, is there anything that you want to try? Is there anything that you haven't told me? Is there anything you're curious about? Just something to keep the conversation about sex fluid. Like, okay. Yeah, you know what, babe? The other day I was watching Bryanna podcast. She said something about sticking something in my ass, and I kind of want to see what that's like.
Right.
And she was like, you know what? Hell yeah, let's do it. So it's kind of like
there's just that fear of getting judged. Like I had a homegirl. She was like, she wanted to try, and I guess it depends on how you view it too. So what do you call it? Like split roast or whatever they call it, like two guys and a girl kind of thing, or like having multiple men on one woman.
Like it was the Eiffel Tower? Is that what they call it?
I have no idea.
Okay, I don't know. I heard that.
Or like double penetration kind of thing.
Okay.
So, but she didn't look at it like some people look at. Oh, that means like you're getting a trainer and on you were a hoe. But she was like, I want the sensual act of just feeling multiple men like on my body. But you tell your man that, and he's like, oh no, you're a whore. Yeah. Which still might be the response, but. Yeah. I think people are just in such fear of being judged. But if you're locked in with somebody, or even if you're, I won't say not, but if you're in a more committed relationship, like I feel like that conversation, now that you bring it up, it should be just as important as how you guys handle finances and raising children and everything else.
1000%. Yes, we need to start having the conversation about sex just like we talk about finances and what household labor looks like and all that stuff. No, this is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't just do it. We got to talk about it.
I love that. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay. All right. Tell me about your book.
Okay. So the book is called Foreplay Starts at Breakfast.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's a little razzle dazzle.
Oh, okay. Tell me. Give me a little bit about it.
Okay. So the book is written for my brothers, my big dogs, my men, because I want them to understand women's sexual desire. I'm trying to give them the heads up of this is what this looks like in long-term marriages, in relationships. Just so you can, like, this is basically like, if you're a coach and if you study the opponent's offense, I'm giving you the defense. So when you walk into the game, you already know, they running that play. I know how to do that.
Okay.
This is how that is. Unfortunately, sometimes it's not met with, reception because, some men think of it as criticism, but it's really, I'm giving you advice because you like women. You want to sleep with women. I'm trying to teach you how to get more sex and more intimacy and more connection with your partner. Instead of having to go through the painful learning curve of being married for 5 or 6 years and the sex done died and I don't know what happened. It was great in the dating phase and I don't know what happened. This is what happened.
So do you think, well, two questions, a couple questions. So do you think, because I love reading, and there's so many books that you can read together. Like I read Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Yes.
Like I read it with my partner.
Yes.
And it was great because there was those aha moments where, sometimes we don't communicate well. So
Yes.
now we have a person who doesn't know us. We don't know them. It's just conversation. And they're like, oh, like he talks about a woman loving the feeling of a man putting his hand on your thigh, like when you're driving, like things like that. And then I can say, hey, yeah, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So is this something that
Absolutely.
you guys could, like the couple could listen to together?
Yes. So they can read it together. So right now it's a paperback and an ebook.
That was my next question.
Somebody
Okay.
was like, you need to do Audible. So I'm working on
For
Audible.
sure. Especially now, I think about the way I read books. We would read together. We both drove a lot because we're very busy. And of course, naturally, you're both very busy. So we'll both put it on the car, we'll say, okay, today we're going to listen to chapter 1.
Yeah.
Then that gives you the opportunity to be intimate and you guys go back and say, hey, this is what I learned from this book. This is what I heard.
Yeah.
And now you're connecting through, a conversation that you don't have to make up. It's not, you take the guesswork out of it and you can say, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to hear it from someone else for it to make sense to you.
1000%. And I love the fact that more women are buying the book now.
But we need the men to buy the book.
Yes.
So it's good if I can get your book and I say, okay, yeah, Bree, this is what I'm trying to tell my husband. But my husband needs to read the book.
Yes, that's the part. You could buy the book and you can hope he can read, but he has to read it.
Right.
And then you can talk about it. And he can be like, well, babe, is this chapter 4? Is this how you feel? Like, is this how... And it gives a language that some of us did not have. Because I didn't have the language either. I thought I was broken for so long about my sexual desire. Just like, oh, I got a low libido. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
I didn't. I have a responsive sexual desire. And that is what I learned. I'm like, a lot of women think they're broken. They're not.
Yeah.
We typically have responsive sexual desire. So if there's nothing coming in to respond to, we're literally just here. We ain't thinking about sex like that all the time.
Right.
So the book really just gives a lot of insight on just the psychology behind it all. It's not about doing this. It's about navigating 14 reasons why she shuts down sex and how to cultivate that back or how to prevent it. You know what I'm saying? One thing we talk about in the book is like something called the mothering dynamic, right? And so like for women who, if you have kids and you're married and you are the primary caregiver and let's just say your husband, not to say he's messy, but he's just like the kids. Yeah. It's hard to switch over from the caregiver role to a sexual role. Right. So now you're looking at your partner most of the time as he's your 4th child. If you have 3, now you have 4. And that is a quick way to desexualize your relationship because you can't shut that off. It's like I'm in caregiver mode. I'm in mother mode. I'm looking at you like you're my child. Right. You're not supposed to be attracted to your child. So it's like it's a whole science behind it, So,
and I say that too. I was talking, I think, on one of the other podcasts, and same thing, kind of like we were talking about earlier. If like the man will now, you guys used to have so much fun, and now you are domesticated, and now he's looking at you now he's looking at me as just a responsibility and something he has to look up for, and you don't have that softness to your relationship anymore. So that's good. I like that.
Yeah. And so let me just tell the men, this is not for criticism. This is literally just an advice type of thing. Like, I want to see you all win. I want to see you succeed. I want you to know women from A to Z, no question. So this is what that is about. I don't want you to feel the need to be defensive and be like, oh, as a woman, no, I'm literally just trying to help.
Right.
That's it.
Some men would get mad. They were like, well, I would say things about, he's like, well, how do you know? I'm like, I have the vagina, not on a sexual sense, but on a mental level. Exactly. I am biologically hormonal and I have the biology of a woman. So yeah, this is what we're asking for.
I'm not speaking for men. I'm speaking for women to men. Right. That's the difference.
And that's why I love talking to men too. I'm like, tell me what you like or what you're interested in, so we can, make this. But that is good. Yeah. I'm telling you, please read together. Yes. Like, I feel like that'll save so many people. There's an old saying, nothing new under the sun. Yeah. And then they say, if you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book. Okay. Like the information is there. Even how we navigate our relationships in general. Your relationships, somebody else has been through. Anything I'm going through, somebody has been through. The information is there. We just have to go get the information.
You got to be curious enough to go look. Right. We lack curiosity.
Yeah. I would say get the damn book.
Get the book.
And then sleep with somebody. You're going to make it work. not just like,
Yeah.
But I mean, try it, experiment, be open-minded.
Open-minded, yes.
As I'm navigating the entrepreneur space and just life in general, I'm learning so many things about even just content and business.
Yeah.
There is so much capacity for us to learn.
Yeah.
There's so much for us to learn, and we're not exposed to it. This is exposure. This is probably going to help a lot. I'm going to say get the book.
I hope so.
I'm going to say get the book. All right, we're going to wrap it up. So I want you to tell everybody. Well, first of all, I tell people the why I love this podcast is because I like talking about the experiences of the healthcare workers and our lives outside of the bedside and being human beings and running our own businesses. We are not exposed to this. I didn't know there were so many different things we could do. So as I have one of my amazing healthcare entrepreneurs here, I want you to tell them how they can access your courses, because I think to me, it's very important.
Absolutely.
How can they access the courses, get the book, and then find you on socials?
Okay, so my website is www.Bryanna, which is with a Y, BRYANNAGENA.com. So Bryanna Gená on all handles pretty much. That's where my workshops will be posted. I'm trying to get that launched this month.
Okay.
And I just finished all my slides. I'm like, oh, that means I really got to do it.
Yep.
And then on Instagram, Bryanna Gená also. The book, you can find it on my website. And just lock in. It's gonna be a lot of information. But here's the thing. If you come over to get your biases confirmed on my page, it's not going to happen. I'm not toxic. I'm going to help you learn. I'm going to give you a different perspective. Don't come over here with that toxic mess, because it's going to get shut down. But if you're here to learn and you're curious enough, lock in with me.
I love that. That's going to be good. Get the book. Y'all get the book. Take the class. I'm going to do it. I love that. Oh, that's dope. I'm excited.
Thank you for having me.